Hello there! So I am going to show you how to milk a vegan cow. So I just want to be clear that vegan isn't the only way to eat sustainably and to be friendly with our animal friends. But vegan is a great way to do that. But there's other options, like if you have cows or if you have chickens, of course, there's nothing wrong with just eating chicken eggs or milking your own cow or getting it from a really trusted source. But veganism is one of the biggest ways to make an impact on this world, as far as the environment, to reduce the amount of suffering in all of these animals that are going through so much just to be produced as meat and products for people to consume that actually aren't really that healthy. There's a lot of emotions that they're carrying throughout their whole lifetimes of suffering. They're living a whole lifetime of suffering just so people can drink some milk and put milk in their cereal, and it's really gnarly what we've done to the whole meat industry culture, the factory farming culture. So there's really definitely other alternatives, there's cashew milk, there's almond milk, there's all these different types of milk. I'm going to show you how I milk coconut milk, and it's probably not what you think it's going to be. So I go to the store, Times Supermarket has it, and hopefully in your area somewhere we'll have it, but there's frozen coconut milk that you can buy, and it's just so much better than the can. It's a lot more fresh, there's no preservatives in it. So I'll show you how I do that and how I store it, and it just makes it a lot easier, and it's cheaper. It's about $20 for a really, really big bag, and it will last me for several months. So it's a lot cheaper than buying those $7 half gallons of cashew milk or coconut milk. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you how I do it, what I'm doing. So I recycle these bags, produce bags, and sometimes they come with my CSA. So they'll put vegetables in here, and I just wash them out, and I dry them, and I recycle them, and I use them for my whole milking process. So I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors, and I'll show you what the bag looks like. This is a local brand that comes from Hawaii, Hawaiian Sun. And let's see, 3 quarts. So yeah, 3 quarts of coconut milk, and this is pure concentrated coconut milk. So if you're planning to drink it like you would a glass of milk, you have to mix it with water, because this is definitely very thick, very concentrated. So I'm gonna put the camera down somewhere. Hopefully I can find a good spot, maybe up here. You can see me. So I'm gonna cut the bag open, and just cut a little piece open so it doesn't come spilling out. And so I don't know if you can see, I don't think you can see this whole thing, but hopefully you'll be able to see it at that angle. Try to balance you over here. But yeah, hopefully you can see at that angle. And I am just going to milk the bag. So I'm just going to pour it into this little bag. And I'm only going to pour enough that will last me for, at the very most, a week, but maybe just a few days. Because you don't want to have this thawed out in the refrigerator for too long when you take them out of the freezer, because coconut milk tends to go bad relatively quickly. So I'm going to put not that much in there. So yeah, there's one bag, and I'm going to do the next bag. So here is bag number 1, and I'm just going to tie it in a little knot so that it doesn't leak in the freezer. Alright, ta-da! And moving on to bag number 2. more in there. I just try to squeeze it towards the bottom. Go. So there are my bags of coconut milk that I have, and I'm just going to transport them over to the freezer. So that's what I've been doing. When I first started doing the coconut milk thing with the frozen coconut milk, I would put all of the milk in this giant Vega container, like a protein container, and I'd put that in the freezer. The problem with that was that I had to thaw it out every time I was using it, and it actually went bad pretty quickly from being thawed and frozen and thawed and frozen. So it was just a lot easier for me to separate them in individual like little bags and just take one out and put it in the refrigerator, and then I'll have milk for the next, few days or so, and then keep doing that and keep doing that. So yeah, I use it for different reasons. Like I use it for cooking. I also mix it with water. Like I can blend it with water and use that to like drink milk. Making protein smoothies. So yeah, it really came in handy. What else was I gonna say? I'm planning to buy like maybe some glass Tupperwares, little Tupperwares, instead of having to use that plastic. I think it'd be easy also to scrape the milk from the Tupperware once it's thawed. I just have kind of a small freezer, like I'll show you my freezer. So it's kind of small. So I'll just give you a little tour of my freezer. So there's some mushrooms, and then some emergency falafels, some antioxidant berries, and what is this? I think that is, oh, that's some luau leaf that I steamed and froze, and I can just cook that whenever. And there's some frozen seaweed, organic cauliflower. I have a giant bag of bananas that I had to freeze because I found out that I couldn't eat that much bananas anymore because I had to cut down a lot of my sugar content. And this right here is actually, it's not vegan, it's paneer from the Big Island, and the person who I bought this from, he actually owns his own cows. And so what I was talking about earlier with, like different lifestyles and yeah, and like how you can make it work and how you can be sustainable about it and not have the suffering with it. So he owns his own cows, and he's Hare Krishna, so he calls it, like, the term is ahimsa, which means, like, I guess, like, really well-treated animals because they're sacred. So yeah, there's no suffering involved. Like, he just has his own cows and he raises them and he feeds them organic food. And what else? And I even saw a video that he posted that he was massaging the cows. So these cows get treated really, really well. So they're kind of, I would think that they're like pets for this person. So the reason why I ordered it, even though I found out later I didn't actually need to incorporate any dairy, eggs, or meat in my diet, I ordered it from him because, well, because I was a little bit curious about it because he said he had all these things that he wanted to sell and like just help, keep his farm going, keep his organic farm going. I wanted to support that. And another reason was because at first I thought I needed to eat like some animal products to get my levels back up, but which actually really wasn't the case. I just needed to take like certain nutrients that I needed in my diet, so I didn't actually need to have that. But I did make a paneer from it. So I made an Indian dish or paneer. Well, duh, it is paneer. But I made a dish with cashew sauce and Indian spices and like it's like a curry type of thing. I added peas, organic peas, and cauliflower, and it turned out really good. But I probably wouldn't eat it a lot, just because my body's probably, my body was fine after eating that. Like, it tasted really pure. It didn't taste like a lot of American cheeses and stuff. They have this really rancid type of flavor that's like, or smell, I don't know about the flavor, but yeah, it's like that smell. And I kind of remember the flavor and like that smell, like when I used to drink milk when I was a kid. There was this lingering like something going on. And when I went to India, I did have a little bit of milk too, and it didn't have that rancid smell, so I don't know what that's about. Well, I mean, I can kind of guess what it's about, but anyway, that's my story for today, and I hope you enjoyed watching the whole vegan milking process, and I really hope that you have some frozen coconut milk wherever you're living and maybe can try it out and see if it's something that works for you. But blessings, take care, namaste.